The rain came down like God himself was trying to wash Arizona clean. Steele Morrison's hands gripped the Harley's handlebars, knuckles white against black leather, as Highway 89 stretched before him into darkness. 58 years old and still running, still trying to outrun the ghost that rode passenger on every mile he'd ever traveled. The thunder cracked overhead. His headlight cut through the downpour, illuminating nothing but wet asphalt, and the kind of night that made a man think about all his failures. And Steele Morrison had plenty to think about. 15 years since they took Lily away. 15 years since he'd stood in that courtroom and watched his 8-year-old daughter scream his name while a judge with dead eyes decided that bikers couldn't be real fathers. 15 years of that last image burned into his brain. Her small hand reaching for him. Security guards pulling her away, her voice breaking on a single word. Daddy. He pushed the Harley faster. 80 miles per hour. 90. Like speed could somehow create distance between a man and his memories. That's when he saw it. Brake lights. No, not brake lights. Tail lights pointing at the sky. Wrong angle. All wrong. Steele's instincts kicked in before his brain caught up. He downshifted the engine's roar, swallowed by thunder as he slowed, pulled onto the shoulder, killed the engine. The silence after was worse than the storm. He swung his leg off the bike. Rain immediately soaked through his vest, cold water running down his spine. His boots hit mud, and he moved toward the wreckage, each step heavy with something he couldn't name. Dread, maybe. Or destiny. The Honda Civic had left the road flipped, settled upside down in the drainage ditch. 20 feet from the highway. In this rain, in this darkness, most drivers would never see it, would pass by without knowing, would leave whoever was inside to die alone. But Steele had stopped. He always stopped. That's when he saw her, a little girl, 6 years old, maybe 7, standing in the rain like a ghost, her purple dress plastered to her thin frame. Bare feet, cuts on her legs, blood mixing with rainwater. She held something clutched against her chest. A photograph. Her other hand gripped a stuffed rabbit, its gray fur darkened by water. Their eyes met across 10 feet of mud and darkness. She didn't cry, didn't scream, just stood there watching him with eyes that had already seen too much, eyes that knew what death looked like when it came calling. Steele moved toward her slowly. The way you approach a wounded animal, the way you approach something precious and broken. Don't be scared, he wanted to say. But before he could speak, her lips moved. Don't cry, look at me. The words hit Steele like a fist to the sternum. All the air went out of his lungs. The world tilted sideways, and suddenly he wasn't standing on Highway 89 in the rain. He was standing in a courtroom 15 years ago, and Lily was 8 years old, and she was saying those exact words. Don't cry, Daddy. Look at me. Steele's vision blurred. He blinked hard, forced himself back to the present. The little girl was still there. Still watching him, still holding that photograph like it was the only thing keeping her tethered to the world. He found his voice, rough, gravelly, shaking. I'm not crying, sweetheart. I'm just wet from the rain. The girl's head tilted slightly, studying him, deciding if he was safe or if he was just another monster wearing a human face. Steele pulled out his phone, fingers trembling, dialed 911. What's your emergency single vehicle accident? Highway 89 mile marker 47. Vehicle overturned. I've got a child conscious and mobile. Need ambulance and police. Sir, is the child injured? Steele looked at her, cuts her bare feet the way she stood too still, like moving might shatter her into pieces. Yeah, she's injured. But she's standing. She's breathing. Any other passengers? He moved toward the Honda. The girl watched but didn't follow. Steele, crouched beside the wreckage, looked through the shattered driver's window. A woman, 30s, dark hair matted with blood, head against the deflated airbag. Not moving, Steele reached through broken glass, pressed 2 fingers to her neck. Found a pulse. Weak, thready, but there. Yeah, adult female, unconscious, head trauma, bleeding. Ambulance is en route. Approximately 12 minutes. Sir, can you stay on the line I'm staying? Steele hung up. He'd given them enough, the rest he needed to do himself. He turned back to the little girl. She'd moved closer, just a few steps, close enough that he could see her eyes weren't brown like he'd thought. They were gray, like storm clouds, like Lily's eyes. Hey there, my name's Steele. What's yours? She didn't answer, just clutched that rabbit tighter. That's okay. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. But I need to check on your mama. Make sure she's okay. You can stay right there. You're safe. He moved back to the wreckage. The woman's breathing had gotten shallower. Bad sign. Steele had seen enough death in his 58 years to know when it was circling. Ma'am, help's coming. You hear me? You hold on. Her eyelids fluttered. Lips moved. Sound came out. Barely audible over the rain. Don't what? Steele leaned down closer. Don't let them. Don't let who? The woman's hand twitched, reaching for something that wasn't there. Reaching for the girl. Emma. Her daughter's name. Steele looked back. The girl Emma was closer now, 5 feet away, watching her mother with eyes that understood, that knew. Don't let who take Emma, Steele asked again. Sarah. The name came out with a wet cough, blood on her lips. My sister. Don't let her. Promise me. Ma'am, I don't even know you. But the woman's eyes had opened fully now, locked onto Steele's face with terrible clarity, with the kind of desperate intensity that only comes when death is close enough to touch. Promise me, my daughter. Don't let Sarah take her. Please. And Steele heard himself say it, the word that would change everything. I promise. The woman's body relaxed, like she'd been holding on just long enough to hear those two words. Her eyes closed. Her hand fell limp. No. Steele grabbed her shoulder. No, you stay awake. Emma needs you. You hear me? Stay awake. Nothing. Just the rain and the thunder and the sound of a little girl's quiet sobbing behind him. Steele pulled back, turned. Emma had moved even closer. 3 feet away now, close enough to touch. Is Mama sleeping? How do you tell a 6-year-old? How do you break a world in half with words? She's resting. The ambulance is coming. Emma's face crumpled. Fresh tears joined the rain streaming down her cheeks. Mama said the ambulance comes when people are broken. Is Mama broken? Steele had learned a long time ago that lying to children never worked. They always knew. Yeah, sweetheart, she's broken. Can they fix her? I don't know. Emma's small body started to shake. Not from cold, from something deeper, from a grief too big for a body that small. Steele did something he hadn't done in 15 years. He reached into his saddlebag, pulled out the thing he'd carried since 2009, since the last time he'd seen Lily. A stuffed rabbit, gray fabric, floppy ears, button eyes. One ear slightly torn where Lily had loved it too hard. He'd never been able to throw it away. Here. He held it out to Emma. This helps when you're scared. Emma's crying stopped. She stared at the rabbit like it was a ghost. Her small hand reached out, touched one ear. That's Mr. Hoppy. Steele's blood turned to ice in his veins. What, Mr. Hoppy? He's my friend, but I lost him at the park last month. She took the rabbit from Steele's hands, hugged it against her chest alongside the photograph, whispered to it like they were old friends reunited. How did you find him? Impossible. Different rabbit, had to be. Steele's rabbit had been in his saddlebag for 15 years. Never left, never lost. Couldn't be the same one Emma lost last month. But Emma was already talking to it, already whispering secrets, already treating it like it had always belonged to her. And Steele couldn't bring himself to take it back. Sirens cut through the rain. Red and blue lights painted the darkness in colors that meant help was coming, or maybe just more complications. 2 ambulances, 1 police cruiser, a highway patrol car. They descended on the scene like an invasion force, all urgency and efficiency and voices shouting over the storm. Child first, someone called out. A female paramedic appeared, young, efficient, kind eyes. She knelt beside Emma. Hey there, sweetie. My name's Rachel. Can you tell me where it hurts? Emma's eyes found Steele. Locked on, didn't answer Rachel. Emma, Rachel tried again. Your feet are bleeding, honey. Let me look at them. Okay. Emma's grip on both rabbits tightened. She took a step backward, then another, until she bumped into Steele's legs. Her free hand grabbed his jeans, held on. Hey, Steele put a gentle hand on her shoulder. Rachel's going to help you. That's her job. Don't leave. Emma's voice was barely audible over the rain and the chaos and the sound of the other paramedics working on her mother. I'm right here, promise. That word again. The word Steele had already said once tonight. The word that was wrapping chains around him. I promise. Rachel worked quickly, checked Emma's pupils, her pulse, her breathing, cleaned the cuts on her feet, wrapped them in white gauze that immediately started turning pink from blood. Through it all, Emma never let go of Steele's jeans. On the other side of the accident, the adult paramedics worked with controlled urgency. Steele heard the medical terms. Punctured lung, internal bleeding, possible traumatic brain injury. Heard the tone that said they were fighting a losing battle. We need to transport now. They loaded Emma's mother onto a stretcher. Emma saw, tried to run to her. Steele caught her around the waist. Whoa, easy. Mama, Emma thrashed in his arms. Mama, wake up. The woman on the stretcher didn't move, didn't respond, already looked more dead than alive. Let them work, Emma. They're helping her. But she's leaving. She's leaving without me. You're going to follow her, okay? Rachel's going to take you in the other ambulance. No. Emma twisted in his grip, fought with surprising strength for someone so small. I want you. Rachel approached carefully. Sir, we need to get her checked out at the hospital. Are you family? No. Then I'm afraid we need to take her now. That's when Emma went completely still. Stopped fighting. Stood rigid in Steele's arms, staring at her mother's stretcher as it rolled toward the ambulance. Her voice came out flat, dead, mechanical. Don't cry. Look at me. Everyone stopped. Paramedics, police, everyone frozen by those 5 words coming from a 6-year-old's mouth. Don't cry. Look at me. Don't cry. Look at me. Over and over, like a prayer, like a curse, like the only words she knew. Steele turned her gently in his arms, made her look at his face instead of her mother's retreating form. Emma, look at me. Her eyes focused on his, glassy, distant, somewhere else entirely. I'm looking. Are you crying? No. Good. He forced the words out past the lump in his throat. That's good, baby. Mama says angels don't cry. She says they're too strong. Steele's vision blurred again. He nodded because speaking was impossible. A highway patrol officer approached. Older. Weathered face. Name tag reading Morrison. Same last name as Steele's own. Sir, I'm going to need you to step aside. Let the paramedics do their job. Steele met the officer's eyes. Saw recognition there. Saw judgment. You know who I am. I know what you are. Officer Morrison's hand rested near his gun. Hell's Angels don't exactly blend in around here. I stopped to help, and we appreciate that. Now step aside. Steele looked down at Emma. She was shaking again, her small body vibrating like a plucked string. She's terrified. She'll be fine once we get her to the hospital. Social services will meet us there. Social services, Steele's jaw tightened. You mean foster care? That's the protocol for unaccompanied minors. Emma's hand gripped Steele's vest, bunching the wet leather in her fist. Rachel knelt beside them again. Sweetie, I need you to come with me now. We're going to make sure you're okay. I want him. I know, honey, but he can't come in the ambulance. Then I'm not going. Emma's voice was small but absolute. Final. Steele had seen this before. Trauma response. Fight or flight or freeze. Emma had chosen to freeze, to cling to the first safe thing she'd found. Him. Listen. Steele looked at Rachel, at Officer Morrison, at all the faces watching him with varying degrees of suspicion. Give me 5 minutes. Let me calm her down. Then I'll bring her to the hospital myself. I'll follow right behind you. Rachel hesitated. Officer Morrison stepped closer. That's not happening. Morrison's voice was firm. We don't let convicted felons transport vulnerable children. Convicted of what? Steele kept his voice level. Misdemeanor possession from 2003. That what you're worried about? I'm worried about a 6-year-old girl who just lost her mother. Lost her. Steele's stomach dropped. The word choice. Past tense. She's dead. Morrison's face told him everything. Emma was still staring at the ambulance, still whispering that phrase like a mantra. Don't cry, look at me, don't cry, look at me. She hadn't registered the words, hadn't understood. Don't cry, Emma. Steele crouched down, put himself at her eye level. Emma, stop. She didn't stop. Emma, look at me, her eyes focused on his face, present for the first time in minutes. Your mama. Steele spoke slowly, carefully, like he was defusing a bomb. She fought real hard. You understand, she fought to stay with you. Is she okay now? How do you tell a child this? How do you shatter a world with 5 words? No, baby, she's not okay. Emma's face didn't change. Processing. Trying to understand, she's broken. Yeah, can they fix her? Steele's vision blurred. He blinked hard. No, they can't. Why not? Because sometimes people break in ways that can't be fixed. And that's, his voice caught. That's not fair. That's not right. But that's how it is. Emma's face went through a dozen expressions in 3 seconds. Confusion, denial, understanding, devastation. Then she started screaming. Not words, just sound. Pure grief torn from a body too small to contain it. Steele pulled her against his chest, felt her fists pound his shoulders, felt her tears soak through his shirt, felt her small body shake with sobs that seemed like they would never end. Rachel tried to intervene. Steele waved her off. Let her get it out. Emma screamed until her voice gave out, screamed until she couldn't breathe. Then she just sobbed. Huge gulping cries that shook her entire frame. Steele held her through all of it, rocked her the way he used to rock Lily, whispered the things you whisper to broken children. I got you. I got you. You're safe. I promise. When Emma finally went quiet, she was limp in his arms, exhausted, hollowed out. Nothing left, sir. Rachel's voice was gentle now. We really need to get her checked out. Steele nodded, started to hand Emma over. Emma's eyes snapped open. No, Emma, you have to go. You promised. Her hands gripped his vest with desperate strength. You promised you wouldn't leave. I'm not leaving. I'm going to be right behind you. No, you're lying. Everyone lies. Mama said she'd be okay, and she lied. The words hit like bullets. Steele looked at Officer Morrison, at Rachel, at the gathering crowd of first responders, saw the judgment, saw the assumptions, biker, criminal, predator. But he looked at Emma and saw something else. Saw Lily 15 years ago, screaming his name as they dragged her away. Saw every chance he'd missed, every moment he'd failed. Not again. All right, he said it quietly. All right, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Rachel pulled out her phone. I'm calling social services. 20 minutes later, a county vehicle pulled up. A woman stepped out, mid-40s, business casual, carrying a tablet and an expression that said she'd seen everything and been impressed by none of it. Karen Mitchell, Child Protective Services. She looked at Steele, looked at Emma clinging to him like he was the last solid thing in a liquid world. Someone want to tell me what's going on? Officer Morrison filled her in. The accident, the mother, the child's refusal to leave Steele's side, Steele's background. Karen listened, typed notes, nodded occasionally. And you are? She looked at Steele. Steele Morrison, relation to the child. None. How long have you known the family? Steele checked his watch. 23 minutes. Karen's eyebrows rose. She looked at Emma. Sweetie, can you tell me your full name? Emma's face was buried in Steele's shoulder. Didn't answer. Emma, Karen tried again. I'm here to help you, honey. I need to know your name. Silence. Is she always nonverbal? She talked before, Rachel said, before we told her about her mother. Karen's expression softened slightly. Trauma response. Poor thing. She turned back to Steele. Sir, I'm going to need you to release the child to me. No. Steele tightened his arms around Emma. Sir, this isn't negotiable. She's a minor. She needs proper care. She needs someone she trusts right now. That's me. You're a stranger. So are you. Karen's jaw tightened. Sir, I can have the officer remove her forcibly if necessary. Steele met Morrison's eyes, saw the officer's hand drift toward his holster. You really want to traumatize this kid twice in one night, I want. Karen's voice was firm. To do my job, which is protecting vulnerable children from potentially dangerous situations. Dangerous, Steele's voice went flat. I stopped when nobody else did. I called 911. I kept her calm. I held her while she cried. That's dangerous. Your background is. None of your business. It's entirely my business when a child's welfare is concerned. Emma stirred, lifted her head, looked at Karen with red-rimmed eyes. Are you taking me away? Karen's expression gentled. I'm taking you somewhere safe, honey. I'm safe here. Sweetie, this man, he's an angel. Emma's voice was quiet but certain. Mama said angels come when you need them. I needed him. He came. Karen looked at Steele for a long moment. He looked back, unflinching. 72 hours, Karen said finally. Emergency placement. But you need to understand this is temporary. We'll be doing a full background check. Home visit, the works. One red flag and she's gone. Steele nodded. Fair enough. You have food for her proper sleeping arrangements. Clean clothes. I'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Karen's tone was skeptical. This isn't a stray dog, Mr. Morrison. This is a traumatized 6-year-old who just lost her mother. I know what she is. Steele's voice was rough. And I know what she needs. She needs someone who won't disappear on her. Someone who keeps promises. I can be that. Karen studied him, then pulled out a business card. My number. Any problems you call? I'll be by tomorrow morning for the home visit. She paused. Don't make me regret this. I won't. The crowd dispersed slowly. Ambulances pulled away carrying Emma's mother's body. Police cars followed. Soon it was just Steele and Emma standing in the rain beside his Harley. Rachel was the last to leave. You got a car seat? No. Then how are you? I'll figure it out. Rachel looked like she wanted to argue. Didn't. She packed up her kit. She's going to need that cut on her arm looked at. Might need stitches. Steele examined Emma's arm. Deep scratch. Still bleeding slightly. I'll take her to the ER. Good. Rachel hesitated. Then Mr. Morrison, whatever you did back there, keeping her calm, helping her grieve, that was good work. Real good work. She left. Steele stood there in the rain, holding a child he'd known for less than an hour, carrying a rabbit that shouldn't exist, having made promises he had no business making. Emma's voice was muffled against his chest. I'm cold. Steele pulled off his leather vest, wrapped it around her small shoulders. It swallowed her whole. Better it smells like motorcycles. Yeah, well, that's kind of my life. Mama never let me near motorcycles. Said they were dangerous. Your mama was smart, but you ride one, I do. Does that make you dangerous? Steele thought about his past, about the man he'd been, about the things he'd done. Yeah, sometimes. Are you dangerous now? He looked down at her, at this tiny person who'd somehow wrapped herself around his dead heart in the span of 30 minutes. Not to you, never to you. Emma seemed to accept this. She yawned, exhaustion finally winning. Where are we going? Good question. Steele's trailer was 40 minutes away. No heat, no food, definitely no kid-friendly anything. Hospital first. Get that arm looked at, then we'll figure out the rest. And you'll stay, I'll stay. Promise that word. That impossible, binding, life-changing word. I promise. Emma closed her eyes. Within minutes, she was asleep against his chest, still clutching both rabbits, still wrapped in his vest. Steele stood in the rain and wondered what the hell he'd just done. His phone buzzed. Text from a number he didn't recognize. This is Karen Mitchell. Address for tomorrow's home visit, Steele typed with one hand. 47 Cactus Road, Sedona. Trailer on the left. Can't miss it. See you at 9 a.m. sharp. Don't be late. Steele pocketed his phone, looked at his bike, looked at Emma, looked at the impossibility of the situation. Going to need a truck, he muttered. 40 feet away, Officer Morrison was still there, sitting in his patrol car, watching. Steele walked over, tapped on the window. Morrison rolled it down. Problem, yeah, I need a ride. Can't exactly put her on the back of my Harley. Morrison studied him. You're serious about this, dead serious. You know what you're getting into? The system's not going to make this easy. Nothing worth doing ever is. Morrison considered this, finally nodded. Put your bike in my truck. I'll drive you both. Why? Because. Morrison's expression softened. My partner died in a car accident when I was 7. Foster care bounced me around for 3 years. If some biker had stopped, had cared enough to keep me out of that system even for a few days. He met Steele's eyes, would have changed my whole damn life. Steele felt something shift in his chest. Not quite hope, but close. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. You got 72 hours to prove you're not what I think you are. What do you think I am? Morrison smiled, bitter. A good man pretending to be bad, or a bad man pretending to be good. We'll find out which. They loaded Steele's Harley into Morrison's truck. Emma didn't wake up through any of it. dead to the world against Steele's chest. So the hospital was bright and busy. Emma woke up long enough to get 4 stitches in her arm. Didn't cry, didn't flinch, just watched the needle go in and out like it was happening to someone else. Shocked, the doctor said. Normal after trauma. Keep an eye on her. By the time they reached Steele's trailer, it was past midnight. Emma was awake but silent, staring out the window at nothing. Steele carried her inside, looked at his home through her eyes. Dirty dishes, unmade bed, motorcycle parts scattered across the floor, empty beer bottles, magazines, grease stains, the complete absence of anything remotely child-appropriate. It's not much. Emma didn't respond. She was staring at a photograph on his wall, the only personal item in the whole place. Steele and Lily, 15 years ago, her 8th birthday, their last good day together before the courts, before the custody battle, before everything fell apart. Who's that? Emma pointed. My daughter. Where is she gone? Dead like mama number. Just gone. Emma processed this. Do you miss her? Steele's throat tightened. Every day. Then why don't you find her? It's complicated. Emma walked closer to the photograph, stood on her toes to see it better. Mama said complicated is just another word for scared. Steele almost laughed. Almost. Your mama was a smart lady. Emma turned around. She looks like me. She did. Same dark hair, same serious eyes, same way of standing like the world was too heavy but she'd carry it anyway. Yeah, she does. Is that why you stopped? Because I look like her. Honest question. Deserved an honest answer. Maybe. I don't know. Are you going to leave like she didn't know? Promise. Emma's eyes were too old, too knowing. I promise. Emma climbed onto his bed without asking, pulled the blanket up to her chin. I'm sleeping here tonight. Okay. Will you stay where I can see you? Steele grabbed a pillow, settled onto the floor beside the bed. Right here. Good. Emma's eyes closed, opened. Steele, kid, don't cry. His chest tightened. I'm not. Look at me. He looked at her. I'm looking. Good. Emma smiled, small and sad. Mama said when you look at someone, really look, you can see if they're lying. I'm looking at you. You're not lying. No, baby, I'm not. Good. That's good. Her eyes drifted closed. Within minutes, she was asleep. Steele lay awake on the hard floor, listening to her breathe, wondering what the hell happened when Karen showed up tomorrow and saw this disaster of a home, wondering how to care for a traumatized child when he could barely care for himself, wondering how to be a father when he'd already failed once. His phone buzzed. Text from Karen. Bring all documentation tomorrow. Birth certificate, medical records, school information, everything. Steele stared at the message, realized he had none of those things, didn't even know Emma's last name. This was going to be a disaster. Emma stirred in her sleep, whimpered. Steele reached up, put his hand on the bed near hers. She grabbed it instinctively, held tight. Don't cry, she mumbled. Look at me. I'm looking, Steele whispered. I'm right here. Emma settled, but she didn't let go of his hand. Steele lay there in the darkness. This child's small fingers wrapped around his scarred ones, and felt something he hadn't felt in 15 years. Purpose. Steele woke to sunlight burning through the trailer's thin curtains and Emma's voice cutting through the silence. You snore. He opened his eyes. She was sitting cross-legged on the bed, still wrapped in his vest, both rabbits in her lap watching him with an expression that was half curiosity, half judgment. Sorry, it's okay. My daddy used to snore too. She paused. Before he died. Steele sat up. His back screamed from the hard floor. Every vertebra protesting 58 years of bad decisions and worse sleeping arrangements. How long you been awake? Long time. The sun came up and you were still sleeping, and I got scared you were dead too. But then you snorted again, so I knew you weren't. The words tumbled out in one breath. First full sentences since last night. Progress, maybe. I'm not dead. Good. Emma swung her legs off the bed. I'm hungry. Steele's stomach dropped. He mentally inventoried his kitchen. Beer, coffee, half a pizza from 3 days ago that probably qualified as biological warfare by now. Nothing a 6-year-old should eat. Give me 5 minutes. I'll figure something out. He found crackers in the back of a cabinet, peanut butter that might not be expired. Made her something that barely qualified as breakfast, while she sat at his small table swinging her feet, studying his trailer like she was cataloging everything wrong with it. You don't have a TV, don't need one. Everybody has a TV, I'm not everybody. She considered this. Do you have books? Number toys? No. What do you do all day? Work, ride, sleep. Emma's face scrunched up. That sounds boring, Steele almost smiled. It is. She ate her crackers in tiny bites, making them last. Steele watched her notice the way she kept glancing at the door. Nervous, waiting for something bad. Emma, he said it carefully. The lady from last night, Karen. She's coming by this morning. Emma's hand froze halfway to her mouth. To take me away, to check on you, make sure you're okay. I'm okay, I know, but she needs to see that. Emma looked around the trailer again. This time Steele saw what she was seeing, saw it through Karen's eyes. Disaster didn't even begin to cover it. Is your house always like this? Like what, messy? I live alone. Nobody to clean up for. Mama said people who don't clean up are sad inside. Steele's chest tightened. Your mama was pretty smart. Yeah. Emma's voice went small. She was. Silence settled between them, heavy, suffocating. Steele's phone buzzed. Text from Karen. On my way, ET, 20 minutes. 20 minutes to make this place look like somewhere a child could live. Impossible. He started anyway, threw dirty clothes in the closet, shoved motorcycle parts under the bed, washed dishes in cold water because the hot water heater had died 2 weeks ago and he hadn't bothered fixing it, swept the floor, wiped down surfaces, tried to create the illusion of adequacy. Emma watched from the table. You're scared of her. I'm not scared. Yes, you are. You're cleaning. Mama only cleaned when she was scared of something. Too smart. This kid was way too smart. I'm not scared. I'm just trying to make a good impression. Why? Because if I don't, she takes you away. Emma processed this. And you don't want her to take me away. Steele stopped scrubbing a plate, looked at her. No, I don't. Why not? You don't know me. I know enough. Like what? Steele set the plate down, chose his words carefully. I know you're brave. I know you loved your mama. I know you're scared, but you're trying not to show it. And I know, he paused, I know what it feels like to lose someone and have nobody understand. Emma's eyes filled. She blinked fast, fighting tears. Don't cry, she whispered to herself. Look at me. Steele looked at her. I'm looking. Do you promise you'll fight for me, even if it's hard? The question hit like a punch. Steele thought about Lily, thought about every time he'd given up because fighting the system seemed impossible. Thought about all the moments he'd chosen the easy way out. I promise. A knock at the door made them both jump. Karen Mitchell stood outside, tablet in hand, professional smile already in place. Behind her a second person, male, younger, carrying a briefcase. Mr. Morrison, Karen said. This is David Palmer, Child Welfare Supervisor. Mind if we come in? Steele stepped aside. They entered. He watched their expressions shift as they took in the trailer's interior. Watched the smile fade from Karen's face. Well, she said, this is temporary. Steele interrupted. I'm looking for something better. Are you? Karen's tone said she didn't believe him. She turned to Emma. Hi, honey. Remember me from last night? Emma nodded but didn't speak. How are you feeling this morning? No response. Karen glanced at Steele. Is she always nonverbal? She talked to me, asked if I snored. Karen made a note on her tablet. Selective mutism, common trauma response. David Palmer knelt beside Emma. Hi there, my name's David. I'm just going to ask you some questions. Okay. Nothing scary. Emma's hand found the rabbit. Squeezed. Can you tell me your full name? Silence. Do you know your address? Nothing. Emma. David tried again. I need you to answer some questions. It's very important. Emma looked at Steele. Her eyes said everything. Help me, please. Steele moved closer. She's been through hell. Give her some space. Mr. Morrison, Karen said sharply, we're doing our job. Let us do it. Your job is scaring a 6-year-old. Our job is ensuring her safety. She's safe, is she? Karen gestured around the trailer. Where does she sleep? I see one bed. She took the bed. I slept on the floor. For how long? One night? What about tonight? Tomorrow? You have a long-term plan here. Steele didn't answer because no, he didn't have a plan. Hadn't thought past getting through this inspection? Karen's expression softened slightly. Mr. Morrison, I appreciate what you did last night, truly, but this isn't sustainable. This child needs stability, structure, a proper home. This is a proper home. No, this is a trailer with no heat, no hot water, and no space for a traumatized child to heal. I'll fix it when today, tomorrow. She needs help now. Emma's voice cut through the argument. I want to stay with him. Everyone turned. Emma was standing now, rabbits clutched to her chest. Sweetie, Karen said gently, I know you feel safe with Mr. Morrison, but he keeps promises. He said he'd stay and he stayed. He said he'd protect me and he did. Emma's voice shook but held firm. I want to stay. David Palmer made more notes. Karen's jaw tightened. I understand you're scared, Karen said, but Mr. Morrison isn't equipped to care for you long term. We have trained foster families who... No, Emma backed up until she hit Steele's legs. No foster families. Mama said never go to foster families. She said they're where kids disappear. Karen's face went pale. Your mother said that she had a friend. The friend's kids went to foster care and they disappeared. Mama said if anything happened to her, never let them take me. Emma's breathing quickened. Never, she made me promise. Steele's hand settled on Emma's shoulder. Easy. Nobody's taking you anywhere right now, Mr. Morrison. Karen's voice had gone cold. Don't make promises you can't keep. I keep my promises. Do you? How many times did you promise to be a father to your own daughter before the courts took her away? The words landed like a blade between his ribs. Steele felt Emma tense under his hand. That's different. Is it because from where I'm standing, you're a man with a history of letting children down? Karen. David Palmer looked uncomfortable. No, Karen's face was hard. He needs to hear this. Mr. Morrison, your record shows 4 failed custody hearings, multiple violations of court orders, a pattern of instability and poor judgment. You really think that qualifies you to care for a traumatized child? Steele's vision tunneled. Every old wound, every failure, every moment of shame came rushing back. Emma's voice, small but fierce. He's not bad, you're bad. Karen blinked. Excuse me, you're saying mean things to make him feel bad. That's what bullies do. Mama said never trust bullies. Emma, I'm not a bully. I'm trying to help you. No, you're not. You're trying to take me away from the only person who makes me feel safe. That's not helping. That's being mean, David Palmer coughed. Karen, maybe we should. What we should do, Karen said tightly, is follow protocol. Emma needs to be placed with certified foster care while we complete a full investigation. Investigation of what Steele demanded. Of you, your background, your fitness as a guardian. Standard procedure. How long? 2 weeks minimum. 2 weeks. Steele looked down at Emma. 2 weeks in a stranger's house? Better than 2 weeks in an unsuitable environment. Emma's breathing had gone rapid, shallow. Her hands were shaking. She's having a panic attack, Steele said. Karen hesitated. Emma, honey, you need to calm down. Don't tell her to calm down. Give her space. Steele guided Emma to the couch, sat beside her. Look at me, Emma. Just at me, not them. Me. Emma's eyes locked on his face. Breathe with me. In, out, in, out. She tried, failed, gasped. It's okay, keep trying. In, out. Slowly her breathing steadied, the shaking eased. She leaned against him, exhausted. Karen watched all this. Something in her expression shifted. How did you know to do that? She asked quietly. My daughter used to get them. Panic attacks. After her mother left. Steele's voice was rough, learned real quick that telling her to calm down just made it worse. What else did you learn? That kids aren't stupid? They know when adults are lying. They know when you're trying to help versus trying to follow rules. He met Karen's eyes. Emma's right. You're following protocol, but protocol doesn't give a damn about what she actually needs. Karen was quiet for a long moment. Then she closed her tablet. 72 hours. That's what I agreed to last night. It's been, she checked her watch, 14 hours. You have 58 more. Use them wisely. What does that mean? It means prove me wrong. Show me you can provide what she needs. Proper food, clean clothes, a safe space, stability. Karen's voice softened. Show me you're not the man in those court files. She and David left. Steele sat on the couch with Emma pressed against his side, listening to their car pull away. Are they coming back? Emma asked. Yeah, in 2 days. And then they'll take me. Not if I can help it. How you don't have money or a nice house or... Emma's voice broke. How are you going to fight them? Steele didn't have an answer, just sat there, feeling the weight of impossible odds. His phone rang. Unknown number. Yeah. Is this Steele Morrison female voice? Older. Professional. Who's asking? My name is Dr. Sarah Harper. I'm Emma Harper's aunt, her mother's sister. Steele's blood went cold. How did you get this number? From the police report. Mr. Morrison, I understand you've taken temporary custody of my niece. That's right. I need to see her immediately. She's been through trauma. She needs rest. She needs family. Sarah's voice hardened. Real family, not some biker playing hero. I'm not playing anything. No. Then what are you doing with a 6-year-old girl you met 12 hours ago, keeping her safe? Safe? Sarah laughed. Bitter. You don't even know her. Don't know what she needs, what she's been through. Then tell me, I don't owe you explanations. You're nothing to her. Emma had gone rigid beside him. Steele covered the phone. Who is it? She whispered. Nobody important. But Emma's face had gone white. Is it Aunt Sarah? Steele's gut clenched. You know her mama said never go with Aunt Sarah. Never, ever. Emma's voice dropped to barely audible. She's bad. Steele uncovered the phone. Dr. Harper, I don't care what you think. I'm Emma's legal next of kin. I have rights, and Emma has feelings. She doesn't want to see you. She's 6. She doesn't know what she wants. She knows enough to be terrified of you. Silence on the other end. When Sarah spoke again, her voice was ice. I'm filing for emergency custody. My lawyers will be in touch. And Mr. Morrison, when I get Emma back, and I'm making sure you never go near another child again. She hung up. Steele sat there, phone in hand, feeling the walls close in. Emma was crying silently, tears streaming down her face. She can't take me. Emma whispered, please don't let her take me. I won't. You don't understand. Ma couldn't finish, just shook her head. Steele pulled her close. Whatever your mama said, I believe you. And I won't let Sarah near you, I promise. You can't stop her. She's rich. She's a doctor. Emma looked up at him with devastated eyes. And you're just you. The words shouldn't have hurt, but they did. Because Emma was right. What was he compared to? A wealthy physician with legal rights, an ex-biker with a criminal record, and a history of failure? Nothing. He was nothing. Steele's phone buzzed. Text from Officer Morrison. Heard Sarah Harper is making noise. Watch your back. She's connected. Another text. This one from Karen. Did Sarah Harper contact you? She's demanding a meeting. I can't hold her off long. Steele looked at Emma, small and scared and trusting him to do the impossible. I need to make some calls, figure out what to do. Who are you going to call? Good question. Steele had burned most of his bridges years ago. The Hells Angels wouldn't help. They'd written him off as soft. His family was long gone. He had no friends to speak of, except one. Steele scrolled through his contacts, found a name he hadn't called in 3 years. The phone rang twice. Steele that? Yeah, Wrench. It's me. Hell, thought you were dead. Mickey Wrench O'Brien, former Hells Angels brother turned private investigator. They had ridden together for a decade before Steele walked away. Listen, Steele said. I need help. What kind of help? Steele explained. The accident. Emma, Sarah Harper. The impossible situation. Wrench was quiet for a long moment. You serious about this kid? Dead serious. Because I remember the last time you tried to save someone. Remember how that ended? Steele's jaw tightened. This is different. How? Because I'm different, Wrench laughed. Sharp. People don't change, brother. Maybe not, but they can try. Another pause. What do you need background check on Sarah Harper? Medical records, financial history, anything that'll help me fight her in court. That's illegal. I know. Could lose my license, I know. And you're asking anyway, I'm asking anyway. Wrench sighed. You're lucky I owe you. Give me 48 hours. I've got 58, then I better work fast. He hung up. Steele looked at Emma. Who was that? She asked. A friend. He's going to help us. How? By finding out why your mama was so scared of your aunt. Emma's expression shifted. There's a notebook. What mama's notebook? She wrote in it every night. She said it was her insurance in case something happened. Steele's pulse kicked up. Where is it? In the car. Her car. The one that Emma couldn't finish. Steele was already dialing. Got Officer Morrison on the second ring. The vehicle from last night. It's still impounded. Yeah. Why I need to see it. There's something inside that might help Emma. Can't let you do that. It's evidence. Evidence of what single vehicle accident. No crime. Morrison was quiet. What are you looking for? A notebook. Emma says her mother kept one, said it was insurance. Insurance against what? That's what I need to find out. Morrison exhaled slowly. I'll see what I can do, no promises. An hour later, Morrison showed up at the trailer, handed Steele a leather-bound journal, water-stained but readable. Found it in the glove box. Morrison said, officially, this never happened. Officially, Steele agreed. Morrison looked at Emma. You doing okay, kid? Emma nodded. Good. You need anything, you call. Don't matter what time. He looked at Steele. That goes for you too. After he left, Steele opened the journal. Emma climbed onto the couch beside him. The first entry was dated 3 years ago. Sarah called again today. Threatened to take Emma if I don't give her what she wants. I told her to go to hell. She said I'd regret it. I'm documenting everything from now on. If something happens to me, whoever finds this needs to know. Sarah Harper is dangerous. She's unstable. And she cannot be allowed near my daughter. Ever. Steele's fingers trembled as he turned the page. Entry after entry detailed Sarah's harassment, threats, manipulation, a pattern of abuse going back years. The final entry was dated 2 days ago. Sarah knows where we live. She's getting desperate. I'm taking Emma and running. If anyone finds this and I'm not alive to protect her, please keep Emma away from Sarah. She's not what she seems. She's broken inside. And she wants to break Emma too. Don't trust her credentials. Don't trust her money. Trust Emma. She knows the truth. Steele read the last line 3 times, felt something cold settle in his chest. Emma, he said quietly, what did your aunt do? What made your mama so scared? Emma was silent for a long time. When she finally spoke, her voice was flat. Dead. She hurt Mama when they were little. Did bad things. Mama tried to tell people, but nobody believed her because Aunt Sarah was so smart and pretty and good at pretending. Emma looked up at him. Mama said people like that are the most dangerous because everyone trusts them even when they shouldn't. Steele closed the journal, understood exactly what he was up against. Not just a wealthy doctor with legal rights, but a predator who'd spent decades perfecting her disguise. His phone buzzed. Text from an unknown number. This is attorney Rebecca Stone. Dr. Harper has filed emergency custody petition. Hearing is tomorrow at 10 a.m. You need representation. Steele stared at the message. Tomorrow, less than 24 hours. He texted back. Can't afford a lawyer. I'm pro bono. Someone sent me the police report. I want to help. Call me. Steele called. Rebecca Stone had a voice like steel wrapped in velvet. Mr. Morrison, I'm going to be honest. This is going to be hard. Dr. Harper has resources, reputation. The court's going to favor her. Even with this, Steele told her about the journal. Rebecca was quiet. That changes things. Send me photos of every page. Now. Steele did, heard her sharp intake of breath as she read. This is bad, she said. Sarah Harper isn't just controlling. Rebecca paused. Mr. Morrison has... Emma said anything else about her aunt, anything specific. Emma was watching him. Steele put the phone on speaker. Emma, Rebecca's voice was gentle. My name is Rebecca. I'm a lawyer. That means I help people when they're in trouble. Can you tell me what you remember about your Aunt Sarah? Emma's hands twisted the rabbit's ears. She came to our house once, last year. Mama told her to leave, but she wouldn't. She grabbed Mama's arm really hard. Left bruises. Emma's voice dropped. Then she looked at me and said someday I'd be hers. Said Mama couldn't keep me safe forever. Rebecca swore softly. That's assault and terroristic threats. Did your mother report it? She tried. Police didn't believe her, said it was a family dispute. Of course they did. Rebecca's voice went hard. Mr. Morrison, I'm coming to you. We need to prep for tomorrow. And we need to keep Emma somewhere. Sarah can't find her until the hearing. Where Steele looked around his trailer. This is all I've got. Then it'll have to do. Lock the doors. Don't answer for anyone except me or Officer Morrison. I'll be there in 2 hours. She hung up. Steele locked the door, checked the windows, felt like a condemned man watching the clock count down. Emma tugged his sleeve. Steele, yeah. Are you scared? Honest question. Deserved an honest answer. Yeah, baby, I'm scared. Me too. She leaned against him. But Mama said brave people are just scared people who keep going anyway. Steele's voice caught. Your mama was right. She usually was. Emma's eyes filled. I miss her. I know. Do you miss your daughter, the one before me? Steele's heart cracked. You're not replacing her. You know that, right? You're not some substitute for what I lost. Then what am I? You're Emma. You're the kid who was brave enough to survive, smart enough to leave clues, strong enough to keep fighting even when everything was falling apart. Steele squeezed her hand gently. You're exactly who you're supposed to be. Emma leaned against him. I'm scared all the time. Me too. Really terrified. Scared I'll mess up. Scared I'll say the wrong thing. Scared you'll wake up one day and realize you deserve better than a guy living in a trailer with no idea what he's doing. But you stopped anyway, even though you were scared. Yeah. Why Steele thought about his answer? Because some things are worth being scared for. The next morning, Steele got a call from Emma's school. She was enrolled but needed to start attending. Tomorrow, she's not ready, Steele told the principal. She needs routine, structure, other children her age. She needs time to heal. Mr. Morrison, I understand this is difficult, but keeping her isolated isn't helping. She needs normalcy. Steele hung up, looked at Emma. You ready for school? Emma shook her head. Me neither, but we're doing it anyway. A car pulled up outside. Steele's body went tense. Moved Emma behind him. Stay here. He looked through the window, saw a black Mercedes, saw a woman step out. Mid-40s, expensive suit, cold eyes. Sarah Harper. She walked to the door. Knocked. Mr. Morrison, I know you're in there. I need to speak with Emma. Steele didn't answer. I'm her family. I have a right to see her. Emma had gone rigid behind him, shaking. Please. Sarah's voice went soft, persuasive. I just want to make sure she's okay. Her mother was my sister. Don't you think I deserve to see my niece Emma's whisper cut through the silence? Don't let her in. Please don't let her in. Steele made his choice. She doesn't want to see you. He called through the door. Sarah's voice hardened. I wasn't asking permission, and I'm not giving it. Leave now, or what? You'll call the police. Go ahead. Tell them a doctor is trying to see her traumatized niece. See how that plays out. Steele's phone was already out. Calling Morrison. I've got Sarah Harper at my door. She won't leave. On my way. Keep the door locked. Sarah must have heard. Her voice went cold. Fine. We'll do this the legal way. See you in court tomorrow, Mr. Morrison. And when the judge hears about you keeping a terrified child from her family. She smiled through the window. Sharp. Predatory. You'll lose everything. She got in her car, drove away. Emma collapsed against Steele, sobbing. She found us, and now she's going to take me. No. Steele held her tight. No, she's not. I won't let her. You can't stop her. You're just... Emma looked up at him with devastated eyes. Just one person. And she's everyone. She's doctors and lawyers and judges and you're just you. Steele thought about those words. Thought about his daughter driving 3 hours to help a father she hadn't seen in 15 years. Thought about Morrison bending rules, about Rebecca working pro bono, about Wrench risking his license. Maybe I'm just me, Steele said, but I'm not alone, and neither are you, not anymore. Emma buried her face in his chest. Promise, that impossible word again. I promise, Steele said. And somewhere deep down past all his doubts and failures, he meant it. Rebecca Stone arrived first, 30 minutes after Sarah left. She was younger than Steele expected. Mid-30s, sharp suit, eyes that missed nothing. Show me the journal. Steele handed it over. Watched her read, her expression darkening with each page. This is worse than I thought, Rebecca muttered. Sarah Harper didn't just threaten Emma's mother. She stalked her, harassed her. There's a pattern here going back years. Can we use it in court? Depends. It's hearsay unless we can corroborate the claims. Rebecca looked at Emma curled up on the couch with the rabbit. Emma, honey, did you ever see your Aunt Sarah hurt your mother? Emma nodded. Can you tell me what you saw? She twisted Mama's arm, made her cry. Then she told me it was a game and I shouldn't tell anyone. Emma's voice was flat, but it wasn't a game. Mama had bruises for a week. Rebecca typed furiously on her laptop. When was this last Christmas? She came to our house even though Mama said not to. They yelled and then Aunt Sarah grabbed her. Did anyone else see this? Emma shook her head. Rebecca's jaw tightened. Okay, we'll work with what we have. Mr. Morrison, I need you to understand something. Tomorrow's hearing isn't about who loves Emma more. It's about who can provide stability. Sarah's going to paint you as unstable, criminal, dangerous. I know, do you? Because she's going to bring up your record, your time with the Hell's Angels, every mistake you've ever made. I can handle it. Can you? Because if you lose your temper, if you give them any reason to think you're violent, I won't. Rebecca studied him. You've got one advantage. Emma clearly bonded with you. But that only matters if she can testify. Can she do that? Can she tell a judge she wants to stay with you? Steele looked at Emma. Can you, sweetheart? Emma's hands twisted the rabbit's ears. I don't know. I don't like talking to strangers. The judge isn't a stranger. She's just a person who wants to help. Aunt Sarah's a person too. And she doesn't want to help. She wants to hurt me. How do you know that? Rebecca asked gently. Because Mama told me. She said Aunt Sarah is broken inside, and she tries to break other people to make herself feel better. Emma looked up. Am I going to have to go with her? Not if I can help it, Rebecca said. A knock at the door made everyone jump. Steele moved to the window, saw a motorcycle in the driveway. Wrench's bike. He opened the door. Mickey Wrench O'Brien stood there. 6'4", covered in tattoos, gray beard down to his chest. He looked like he could tear a man in half. Probably had. Got your information. Then he saw Emma, and his expression softened. Hey there, little one. Emma pressed closer to Steele. It's okay, Steele said. This is Wrench. He's helping us. Wrench pulled out a folder. You were right to be suspicious. Sarah Harper's got a history. Rebecca grabbed the folder, started reading. Her face went pale. Oh my God, she whispered. What Steele demanded. Sarah Harper was investigated 3 times for patient abuse. Nothing stuck. She's good at covering her tracks, but the complaints are all similar. Control, manipulation, psychological torture. Rebecca looked up. She's a sadist. Clinical diagnosis buried in sealed records from a psych evaluation 10 years ago. Can we use that? Sealed records are inadmissible. But Rebecca's eyes lit up. If I can get the patients who file complaints to testify. Already done, Wrench said. Found 5 people willing to talk. They'll be at the courthouse tomorrow. Steele's chest tightened with something that felt like hope. You did all this in 2 hours. I'm motivated. Wrench looked at Emma. Your mama sounds like she was a fighter. Emma nodded. She was brave. You're brave too. Takes guts to stand up to someone like Sarah. I'm not standing up to her. I'm just scared of her. Being scared and doing it anyway. That's what brave means. Emma considered this. Are you scared of Aunt Sarah? Wrench grinned. Honey, I'm 6'4" and covered in weapons. I ain't scared of nobody. But you're 6 years old and you're still fighting. That makes you braver than me. Emma almost smiled. Almost. Another car pulled up. Steele looked out. Felt his heart stop. Lily. She stepped out of a blue Honda. Looked exactly like her mother, but with Steele's eyes. 23 years old. Beautiful. Alive. Real. Steele's voice failed him. Couldn't move. Emma tugged his hand. Is that your daughter? Yeah. She looks nice. She is. Lily walked to the door, stopped when she saw Steele through the window. Her face crumpled. Steele opened the door. They stood there staring at each other across 15 years of silence. Hi, Dad, Lily whispered. Hi, baby girl. Then they were hugging, both crying, holding on like if they let go, the other would disappear. I'm sorry, Steele choked out. I'm so sorry I let them take you. I'm sorry I believed them. when they said you didn't want me. I always wanted you, always. Lily's voice broke. I just didn't know how to fight for you. I know. I know that now. Lily pulled back, wiped her eyes. But you're fighting now for her. She looked at Emma. Hi there, I'm Lily. Emma waved shyly. You must be Emma. Dad told me about you. He told me about you too. He said you were gone, but he missed you every day. Lily's eyes filled again. Did he? Yeah, he has your picture on his wall. He looks at it sometimes when he thinks nobody's watching. Steele's face heated. Lily laughed through her tears. Well, she said, I'm not gone anymore. Rebecca cleared her throat. This is lovely, but we have work to do. The hearing's in 14 hours. We need to prep. They spent the next 6 hours going over everything. Rebecca drilled Steele on how to answer questions, coached Emma on what to say to the judge, reviewed Sarah's history with Wrench. By midnight, Emma was asleep on the couch. Lily covered her with a blanket. She's sweet, Lily said quietly. Reminds me of me at that age. That's what scares me, Steele admitted. I failed you. What if I fail her? You didn't fail me, Dad. The system failed both of us. Lily sat beside him. But you're different now. I can see it. How you're fighting. Last time you gave up. This time you're standing your ground. She squeezed his hand. That's all I ever wanted, for you to fight for me. I should have. Yeah, you should have. But you're doing it now, for her. That counts for something. Rebecca closed her laptop. We're as ready as we're going to be. Get some sleep. Tomorrow's going to be brutal. Nobody slept. Steele sat in his chair watching Emma breathe. Lily curled up on the floor beside the couch. Wrench stayed outside, keeping watch in case Sarah came back. At dawn, Steele's phone buzzed. Text from Morrison. Sarah filed additional motion. She's claiming you kidnapped Emma. Judge issued warrant for your arrest. Steele's blood went cold. Rebecca. She read the text, swore viciously. This is a power play. She's trying to get you locked up before the hearing. Rebecca's fingers flew over her phone. I'm calling the judge. This is prosecutorial misconduct. Will it work? I don't know. 20 minutes later, Rebecca hung up. Judge agreed to hear us both at 8 a.m., 2 hours before the custody hearing. Sarah's trying to have you arrested. We have to prove you didn't kidnap Emma. Karen Mitchell gave me emergency custody, Steele said. That's not kidnapping. Sarah's claiming you coerced Emma, that you manipulated a traumatized child. Emma stirred. Woke up. What's happening? Sarah's trying to get me arrested, Steele said. No point lying. Emma's face went white. No, you didn't kidnap me. You saved me. I know that, baby, but we have to prove it. By telling the truth. At 7:30 a.m. they arrived at the courthouse. Sarah was already there, with 2 lawyers in expensive suits. She smiled when she saw Steele. Cold, victorious. Mr. Morrison, you should have returned Emma when I asked. Would have saved everyone this trouble. Emma didn't want to see you. Emma's a child. She doesn't know what she wants. She knows she's terrified of you. Sarah's smile widened. Parental alienation. Her mother poisoned her against me. But I can fix that. Once I have custody, I'll make sure Emma understands the truth. Steele's grip tightened on Emma's hand. Lily put a hand on his arm. Don't, she whispered. That's what she wants. They entered the courtroom. Judge Margaret Brennan was already seated. 60-something, gray hair, stern face. This is highly irregular, she said. Dr. Harper, you filed a criminal complaint this morning. Sarah's lawyer stood. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Morrison has unlawfully detained Emma Harper despite Dr. Harper's repeated requests for access to her niece. Mr. Morrison had emergency custody through Child Protective Services. Rebecca countered. Signed by Karen Mitchell. This is a legal placement. Obtained through coercion. Sarah's lawyer shot back. Emma Harper is too traumatized to make rational decisions. Mr. Morrison exploited that vulnerability. Judge Brennan looked at Emma. Is this true, young lady? Did Mr. Morrison force you to stay with him? Emma shook her head. I need verbal answers, sweetheart. No, Emma whispered. He didn't force me. I wanted to stay. Why? Because he's safe, and Aunt Sarah isn't. Sarah's face twitched. Your Honor, Emma, has been thoroughly manipulated. I'm not manipulated. Emma's voice rose. I know what I saw. I know what you did to Mama. The courtroom went silent. Judge Brennan leaned forward. What did you see? Emma's hands shook, but her voice held steady. I saw her hurt Mama, twist her arm, leave bruises. I saw her come to our house even when Mama said no. I heard her tell Mama that someday she'd take me away. Emma looked at Sarah, and Mama said you were broken inside, that you hurt people because it made you feel powerful. Sarah's face went pale, then red. That's absurd. My sister was mentally ill. She invented. Enough. Judge Brennan's voice cracked like a whip. Doctor Harper, I'm going to need you to step into the hallway while I speak with Emma privately. Your Honor, I have a right. What you have is a right to remain silent while I assess this child's welfare. Bailiff escort Dr. Harper outside. Sarah left, her lawyers scrambling after her. The judge turned to Emma. Honey, I need you to be very honest with me. Are you afraid of your aunt? Yes. Why? Because she wants to hurt me like she hurt Mama. She told Mama once that I was just like Mama when Mama was little, that she'd enjoy breaking me the same way. Rebecca pulled out the journal. Your Honor, Emma's mother documented years of abuse and threats. We have. Hearsay, the judge said. Unless you can corroborate, we can. Wrench stood. I found 5 former patients willing to testify about Sarah Harper's abuse. They're outside. Judge Brennan's eyebrows rose. Bring them in. The next hour was devastating. One by one, Sarah's former patients testified, described her cruelty, her manipulation, her enjoyment of their suffering. The last witness was a woman in her 50s, trembling as she spoke. Dr. Harper was my therapist for 2 years. She convinced me I was worthless, that nobody would ever love me. When I tried to leave, she threatened to have me committed. The woman's voice broke. I attempted suicide because of her. And when I survived, she told me I'd failed at that too. Judge Brennan's face was stone. Why didn't you report this? I tried. Nobody believed me. She's a doctor. I'm just a patient with mental health issues. Who would they believe? The judge looked at Sarah's lawyers. Bring Dr. Harper back in. Sarah entered, composed, but her eyes were sharp, calculating. Dr. Harper, Judge Brennan said, I'm hearing some very serious allegations. All false, Your Honor. Disgruntled patients with personality disorders. They're known for fabricating abuse narratives. All 5 of them. It's not uncommon for people with certain conditions to feed off each other's delusions. And Emma's mother, was she delusional too? My sister had severe mental health issues. I tried to help her, but she refused treatment. Is that why you threatened her? Stalked her, told her you'd take Emma? I never... Sarah's composure cracked. She was an unfit mother. Someone had to protect Emma. From what? From her mother's instability, her poor choices, her paranoia about me. Was it paranoia or was it justified fear? Sarah's eyes flashed. I loved my sister. I only wanted what was best for Emma. By threatening to take her, by assaulting her mother, I never assaulted. We have documentation, Rebecca said, holding up the journal, including photographs of bruises. Sarah's lawyer jumped up. Objection. We haven't seen this evidence. Because you filed this motion at the last minute, Judge Brennan snapped. You want to play games? Fine. I'm postponing the custody hearing until I can review all evidence thoroughly. She looked at Steele. Mr. Morrison, you will retain emergency custody for another week. Dr. Harper, you are not to contact Emma or Mr. Morrison in any way. Violation will result in a restraining order. Sarah's face contorted. You can't do this. I'm her family. I have rights. You have the right to remain silent. I suggest you exercise it before I find you in contempt. The gavel came down. Sarah stared at Steele with pure hatred. This isn't over, she hissed as she left. Outside the courtroom, Emma collapsed against Steele. Did we win? We bought time, Rebecca said. 1 week, then we do this again. What if she comes back? Emma whispered. What if she takes me when you're not looking? She won't, Steele said. But even he heard the uncertainty in his voice. They drove back to the trailer in silence. Emma sat between Steele and Lily in Morrison's truck, staring out the window at nothing. The adrenaline from the courtroom was fading, leaving behind exhaustion and the slow creep of dread. Sarah was out there, angry, determined, dangerous, and Steele had exactly 7 days to figure out how to stop her permanently. Lily made Emma lunch while Steele stood outside with Wrench. She's not going to stop, Wrench said. Women like Sarah don't give up. I know. You need to be ready for anything. I am. Wrench looked at him. Are you? 'Cause Sarah Harper's not just dangerous. She's connected, rich, smart. She'll come at you from angles you don't expect. Then I'll deal with it. How you got no money, no legal training, you're running on borrowed time and luck. I've got people, Steele said. You, Rebecca, Morrison, Lily. That might not be enough. Steele looked through the window at Emma eating a sandwich legs, swinging almost looking like a normal kid. Then I'll find a way to make it enough. His phone buzzed, text from an unknown number. You made a powerful enemy today. Hope you're ready for the consequences. Steele deleted it. Another came through immediately. Emma doesn't belong with you. She never will. Give up now before you lose everything. He blocked the number. His phone rang. Different number. Yeah. Heavy breathing. Then Sarah's voice. Low and venomous. I'm going to destroy you. Going to take everything you love and burn it to the ground. And when I'm done, Emma will beg me to take her just to get away from the ashes of your pathetic life. She hung up. Steele's fingers trembled. He went inside. Found Rebecca. Sarah's threatening me. Record it. Next time she calls, we can use it. What if there's not a next time? What if she... Steele couldn't finish. Rebecca's expression softened. Listen to me. Sarah's panicking. That's why she's lashing out. We heard her in court today. Made her look bad. She's going to escalate. How, I don't know. But you need to be ready. That night, Steele couldn't sleep. Sat in his chair watching Emma breathe. Watching Lily sleep on the floor nearby. His phone buzzed at 3 a.m. Text from Morrison. Fire at Sarah Harper's office. Arson investigators on scene. She's claiming you did it. Steele's blood froze. No, he called Morrison. I didn't. I've been here all night. I know. I believe you. But she's got security footage showing someone on a motorcycle near her building around midnight. I don't even have my bike. You impounded it. Remember, doesn't matter. Footage is grainy enough it could be anyone. Sarah's pushing for your arrest. This is insane. This is chess. She's backing you into a corner, making you look unstable, violent. I'm not. I would never. I know. But a judge won't care what I think. They'll care about optics, and right now the optics are bad. Steele looked at Emma, thought about losing her, about failing another child. What do I do, lawyer up? Don't talk to anyone except Rebecca. And pray the arson investigators find the real culprit. Steele hung up, found Rebecca already awake, phoned to her ear. I heard, she said. Sarah's playing dirty. She probably set the fire herself, created false evidence to frame you. Can she do that? She's doing it. Rebecca's jaw tightened. This changes everything. If they arrest you, Emma goes into foster care immediately. No, Steele's voice was raw. I promised her. I promised I wouldn't leave. Then we need to prove you were here all night. Witnesses, alibi, something. Lily was here. Wrench was outside keeping watch. Family and friends aren't credible. We need objective proof. Steele's mind raced. Trailer park has security cameras at the entrance. I never left. It'll show that. Rebecca grabbed her laptop. Where's the security office? 20 minutes later, they had the footage. Showed Steele's truck in the driveway all night. No movement. Rebecca burned it to a drive. This might save you. Might. Depends on how good Sarah's fake evidence is. Dawn came. Emma woke up. Saw their faces. What's wrong? Nothing you need to worry about, Steele said. Don't lie to me. Mom always lied when things were bad. Said she was protecting me. But lies made it worse. Steele crouched beside her. Sarah's trying to say I did something bad. Trying to get me arrested. Did you do it? And no. Emma studied his face. I believe you. The police might not. Then we'll prove them wrong. Emma's voice was small but fierce. You fought for me. I'll fight for you. Baby, you're 6 years old. So I'm still a person. I can still tell the truth. Before Steele could respond, cars pulled up outside. Police cars. 3 of them. Morrison got out first. Face grim. Behind him, 2 officers Steele didn't recognize. Steele Morrison, one called out. We have a warrant for your arrest. Come out with your hands visible. Emma grabbed Steele's arm. No, they can't take you. It's okay, Steele said, voice shaking. Rebecca, we'll fix this. You promised you wouldn't leave. I'm not leaving. His voice broke. I'm keeping you safe. That's what matters. Lily pulled Emma back. Let him go, honey. Let him handle this. Steele walked outside. Hands up. Morrison cuffed him. Whispered, I'm sorry. I fought this, but I was overruled. Take care of Emma, Steele said. Don't let Sarah near her. I will. They put Steele in the patrol car. Through the window, he saw Emma screaming, fighting Lily's hold, tears streaming down her face. Don't cry, Steele called out. Look at me, Emma. Look at me, too. She looked, her face destroyed, betrayed. I'm coming back. I promise. But as they drove away, he saw Sarah's Mercedes pull up to his trailer, saw her get out, straighten her suit, smile. And Steele realized with horrible clarity she'd won. The holding cell smelled like desperation and industrial cleaner. Steele sat on the metal bench, head in his hands, while his mind replayed Emma's face. That look of betrayal, of abandonment, he'd promised. And promises were all he had. The door clanged open. Rebecca rushed in, laptop under her arm, fire in her eyes. The security footage cleared you. Arson investigators found accelerant traces that don't match anything you own. You're being released. Steele's head snapped up. How long was I in here? 3 hours. 3 hours. His stomach dropped. Where's Emma? Rebecca's face told him everything. No. Steele was on his feet. No. Tell me Sarah didn't. Lily's fighting her. Morrison's there, but Sarah has lawyers and a court order for emergency visitation. They can't stop her from seeing Emma. Seeing her or taking her, I don't know. Steele pushed past her. Down the hallway. Officer at the desk tried to stop him. Mr. Morrison, you need to sign. Later. Steele was already out the door, running to Morrison's truck. Rebecca caught up, threw him keys, take mine. Faster. He drove like a demon. Rebecca calling updates from her phone. Lily says Sarah's been in the trailer for 20 minutes. Emma locked herself in the bathroom. Won't come out. Steele's grip tightened on the wheel until his knuckles went white. Pushed the accelerator harder. He made it to the trailer in the 12 minutes. Sarah's Mercedes was still there. So was Morrison's patrol car. Steele burst through the door, found Lily standing between Sarah and the bathroom. Face flushed, hands shaking. No, Lily was saying. You can't force her. I'm her legal guardian, Sarah said coldly. I can do whatever's necessary for her welfare. Welfare, Lily's voice cracked. You're terrifying her. Sarah's lawyer, a thin man with dead eyes, stepped forward. Miss Morrison, you're interfering with a lawful custody transfer. Step aside or we'll have you removed. Try it, Lily said. Morrison stood near the door, hand on his radio, face conflicted. Lily, I don't want to have to. Then don't. Steele's voice cut through the room. Everyone turned. Sarah's face went pale, then red. You, she hissed. They said you were in custody. They were wrong. Steele moved toward the bathroom. Emma, baby, it's me. Open up. Silence. Emma, please. I'm here now. I'm not leaving. The lock clicked. Door opened a crack. Emma's face appeared, streaked with tears. You left, she whispered. You promised and you left. I didn't want to. They made me. But I'm back now. For how long? Until she makes them take you again. Steele crouched down, met her eyes through the crack. I'm done letting her control this. I'm done playing by rules that only protect people like her. Mr. Morrison, Sarah's lawyer said, you're in violation of. I don't care. Steele kept his eyes on Emma. Baby, I need you to trust me one more time. Can you do that? Emma's hand appeared through the crack, held the rabbit. Mr. Hoppy says you're telling the truth. Mr. Hoppy's a smart rabbit. He says angels don't break promises. They just take longer sometimes. Steele's voice caught. Yeah, sometimes we do. Emma opened the door fully, ran to him. Steele caught her, held her so tight he was afraid he'd break her. Sarah moved forward. Emma, honey, it's time to come with me now. Emma's body went rigid. No, sweetheart, I'm your family. I'm going to take care of you. You're going to hurt me like you hurt Mama. Sarah's smile was all teeth. Your mama was sick, dear. She imagined things. But I'm going to help you understand the truth. I know the truth. Mama wrote it down. She told me everything before she died. Sarah's composure cracked. She told you. What did she tell you? That you're broken. That you hurt people because you like it. That you wanted to hurt me too, but she kept me safe. Emma's voice was small but steady. She said if anything happened to her, I should run. Run and never let you find me. That's absurd. I loved your mother. No, you didn't. You hated her because she was happy and you weren't. Mama said you always hated her. Sarah's face contorted. The mask slipped. Just for a second, Steele saw what Emma's mother had seen. Pure malice. Your mother, Sarah said slowly, was weak, always was, just like you're going to be. Morrison's hand went to his gun. Dr. Harper, I think you need to leave. I'm not leaving without Emma. Yeah, you are. Steele stood, keeping Emma behind him. Morrison, get her out of here. On what grounds? Sarah's lawyer demanded. She has visitation rights. She just threatened a child, Lily said. We all heard it. I did no such thing. I simply stated facts about my sister. You said Emma was going to be weak. That's a threat. Rebecca had appeared in the doorway, phone recording. And I have it on video. Sarah's face went white. You can't use that. That's illegal. Actually, Arizona is a one-party consent state. I can record anything I want. Rebecca smiled, sharp. And I just sent it to Judge Brennan. Wonder what she'll think about your visitation rights now. Sarah's lawyer grabbed her arm. We're leaving. Now. But Emma. Now, Dr. Harper. They left. Sarah threw one last look over her shoulder. This isn't over. The door closed. Emma burst into tears. Steele held her while she sobbed, her small body shaking with relief and terror and exhaustion. It's okay, he whispered. You're safe. I've got you. She's coming back. She always comes back. Let her. We'll be ready. Lily's phone rang. She answered, face going pale. When? How bad? Steele's stomach dropped. What fire at Rebecca's office? Someone threw a Molotov through her window. Lily looked at Rebecca. They're saying it's total loss. All your files. Sarah, Rebecca said. Her voice shook. She's destroying evidence. Steele's phone buzzed. Text from Wrench. My office just got broken into. They took everything on Sarah Harper. Every file, every record. Another text from a number he didn't recognize. You can't win. I'll burn everything you have until there's nothing left. Emma looked up at Steele. What's happening? Sarah's trying to scare us. Is it working? Steele thought about his answer. Thought about lying to make her feel better. But Emma deserved truth. Yeah, baby, it's working. Emma's hand found his. Squeezed. Mama said scared is okay. Giving up is not. Your mama was right. That night, Emma's nightmares were worse than ever. She woke up screaming every hour. Convinced Sarah had come back. Convinced Steele was gone. He sat beside her bed, held her hand, whispered the same words over and over. I'm here, you're safe, I'm not leaving. But Emma's eyes stayed wild, unconvinced. Trauma didn't heal just because the monster was locked out. It lingered, haunted, waited. On the 5th day, Emma stopped talking again. Just shut down completely. Wouldn't eat, wouldn't play. Just sat on the couch clutching Mister. Hoppy staring at nothing. Steele called Rebecca in a panic. What do I do? She won't talk to me, won't even look at me. Grief, Rebecca said. She's processing everything. Her mother's death, Sarah's threats, the uncertainty. Give her time. How much time? As much as she needs. Steele hung up, looked at Emma's small form on the couch, felt completely helpless. He could fight bikers, fight the system, but he couldn't fight what was happening inside Emma's head. Lily showed up that afternoon with bags of groceries. You look terrible. Thanks. I'm serious, Dad. When's the last time you slept? Steele couldn't remember. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Emma's face. Saw her mother dying. Saw Sarah's twisted smile. Someone needs to watch her, and someone needs to take care of you. Lily started unpacking food. You can't help her if you collapse. I'm fine. You're not. And pretending you are doesn't make you strong. It makes you stupid. Steele almost smiled. You sound like your mother. Good. Mom was right about a lot of things. Lily paused. She called me, said she heard about Emma. Steele's chest tightened. What did she say? That she hopes you don't screw this up? Lily's voice went soft. And that she's sorry for keeping me from you, for making me think you didn't want me. She was protecting you. From what you were never violent, never dangerous. You were just, Lily struggled for words. Lost. and she punished you for it instead of helping you. I didn't deserve help. Everyone deserves help, Dad. Lily looked at Emma, even scared little girls who won't talk, even broken bikers trying to be fathers. Everyone. That night, Steele tried making dinner, burned the pasta, set off the smoke alarm. Emma didn't even flinch at the noise. He sat beside her on the couch. I'm not very good at this, am I? Emma didn't respond. Your mama would have known what to do. She was probably a great cook, great at everything. Steele's voice caught, and I'm just a guy who can barely boil water. Emma's hand moved slightly, touched his. But I'm trying, Steele continued. I know that doesn't fix anything. Doesn't bring your mama back. Doesn't make the scared feelings go away. But I'm here, and I'm not giving up on you, even when you give up on yourself. Emma's fingers wrapped around his, small, fragile, trusting. I miss her, Emma whispered. First words in 5 days. Steele's throat tightened. I know, baby. Does missing someone ever stop hurting? No. But it hurts different, less sharp, more like an ache you learn to carry. How long does that take? Long time. Maybe forever. I still miss people I lost 20 years ago. Emma was quiet. Then, do you miss your daughter, the one before me? Steele's heart cracked. You're not replacing her. You know that, right? You're not some substitute for what I lost. Then what am I? You're Emma. You're the kid who was brave enough to survive, smart enough to leave clues, strong enough to keep fighting even when everything was falling apart. Steele squeezed her hand gently. You're exactly who you're supposed to be. Emma leaned against him. I'm scared all the time. Me too. Really terrified. Scared I'll mess up. Scared I'll say the wrong thing. Scared you'll wake up one day and realize you deserve better than a guy living in a trailer with no idea what he's doing. But you stopped anyway, even though you were scared. Yeah, why Steele thought about his answer? Because some things are worth being scared for. The next morning, Rebecca called. I got the court date. Final custody hearing. 3 days from now. 3 days. Steele's stomach dropped. That's not enough time. It's what we have. She's bringing everything. Expert witnesses, character assassinations, the works. What do we have? The truth. And 5 very angry former patients. Is that enough? It has to be. The day before the hearing, Wrench showed up with more files. Found something, he said. Something big. What, Melissa Harper's car? The one that crashed. I had a buddy at the state impound take another look. And brake lines were severed. Clean cuts, not wear and tear. Someone deliberately disabled the vehicle's stopping mechanism. Steele's blood froze. Sarah. Wrench nodded, and I found security footage from Melissa's neighbor. Shows Sarah entering the garage the night before the crash. 11 p.m., 15 minutes. Rebecca grabbed the files. This is it. This proves murder. Will it be enough? It better be, because if it's not, we've got nothing else. Well, the morning of the hearing, Steele woke to find Emma sitting on the edge of his bed, watching him. Today's the day, she said. Yeah. Are we going to win? I don't know, baby. I hope so. What happens if we don't? Emma's voice was very small. Then I go with Aunt Sarah. Steele sat up, pulled her close. Listen to me. Whatever happens in that courtroom, I want you to know something. You're the bravest person I've ever met. You've been through things that would break grown adults, and you're still fighting, still trying, still believing. Emma's eyes filled. I don't feel brave. Brave people never do. They just keep going anyway. He wiped her tears. And no matter what happens today, I'm proud of you. So proud, even if I have to go with her. Especially then, because that means you survived. And surviving is winning. They arrived at the courthouse at 9 a.m. Sarah was already there, with an army of lawyers, expert witnesses, character references. She smiled when she saw Steele, cold, confident, ready to lose Mr. Morrison. Steele didn't answer her, just took Emma's hand and walked past. The courtroom filled quickly. Lily, Wrench, Morrison, Dr. Bennett, Catherine Harper, Father Patrick, everyone who'd helped them along the way. Judge Brennan entered, face grave. This is a custody determination hearing regarding Emma Harper. Dr. Sarah Harper petitioning for full custody. Mr. Steele Morrison defending his emergency placement. She looked at both sides. Let's begin. Sarah's lawyer went first. Painted Steele as unstable, criminal, dangerous, brought up his record, his failed custody battle with Lily, every mistake he'd ever made. Then brought expert witnesses, psychiatrists who'd never met Emma but testified she needed professional care, social workers who said biker culture was inappropriate for children. It was devastating. Rebecca stood for cross-examination. Dr. Williams, have you ever met Emma Harper Num? Have you reviewed her therapy notes with Dr. Bennett Num? Have you spoken to anyone who's actually spent time with her in the past month? No, but. So your testimony is based on theoretical assumptions rather than actual knowledge of this specific child's needs. The psychiatrist faltered. I'm basing it on general principles of child welfare. Rebecca turned to the judge. Your Honor, I move to strike this testimony as irrelevant. Motion granted. One by one, Rebecca dismantled Sarah's experts. Then it was their turn. Dr. Lisa Bennett testified first, described Emma's progress in therapy, her attachment to Steele, her terror of Sarah. Officer Morrison testified about Steele's character, about his dedication to Emma. Wrench testified about Sarah's history, the patient complaints, the pattern of abuse. Then came Sarah's former patients. One by one they told their stories, the manipulation, the cruelty, the enjoyment Sarah took in their suffering. The courtroom was silent, horrified. Sarah's face was stone, but her hands shook. Finally, Rebecca called Emma. The little girl walked to the witness stand, tiny, terrified, but determined. Emma, honey, Rebecca said gently, can you tell the judge who you want to live with Steele? Why? Because he stopped when nobody else did. Because he keeps promises. Because he's not perfect, but he tries really hard. Because he makes me feel safe. Emma's voice was clear, strong, and because he loves me. Not because he has to, because he wants to. Judge Brennan's eyes misted. And your Aunt Sarah, how do you feel about her? Emma looked at Sarah, then back at the judge. She scares me. She hurt my mama, and she wants to hurt me too. Why do you think that? Because Mama told me, and because I saw her. I saw what she did. I saw who she really is when nobody's watching. Rebecca pulled out the journal, the security footage. The forensic evidence, Your Honor, we have proof that Sarah Harper sabotaged her sister's vehicle, that she murdered Melissa Harper to gain access to Emma. The courtroom erupted. Sarah shot to her feet. That's a lie. Sit down, Dr. Harper. Judge Brennan's voice was ice. But they're saying I said sit down. Rebecca played the footage, showed Sarah entering the garage, showed the forensic report on the severed brake lines. Sarah's face went white. This is circumstantial. You can't prove. Can't I? Rebecca's voice was hard. 5 former patients testifying to a pattern of sadistic behavior. A journal documenting years of stalking and threats. Security footage placing you at the scene. Forensic evidence of sabotage. She turned to the judge. Sarah Harper murdered her sister to gain control of Emma, and she's been systematically destroying evidence and intimidating witnesses to cover it up. Judge Brennan looked at Sarah. Dr. Harper, do you have anything to say? Sarah's composure finally shattered. She deserved it. The words came out in a hiss. Always the favorite. Always the one everyone loved. She had everything and I had nothing. Sarah's face twisted. She had a child and I couldn't. She was happy and I wasn't. She had to pay. The mask was gone. Pure rage poured out. And Emma's just like her. But I can fix that. I can break her. Make her perfect. Make her mine. Bailiff? Judge Brennan's voice cracked like thunder. Take Dr. Harper into custody. Murder charges. Psychiatric evaluation. No, Sarah lunged forward. You can't. She's mine. Emma's mine. Morrison and another officer grabbed her. Sarah fought, screaming, clawing. I'll kill her. I'll kill all of you. She's mine. Mine. They dragged her out. Her screams echoed down the hallway. The courtroom sat in stunned silence. Judge Brennan looked at Emma. Sweetheart, are you okay? Emma was crying, but she nodded. The judge turned to Steele. Mr. Morrison, I'm terminating Dr. Harper's parental rights effective immediately. I'm granting you full legal custody of Emma Harper pending completion of adoption proceedings. She paused. Congratulations. You fought hard for this child. Don't make me regret believing in you. I won't, Your Honor. I swear I won't. Outside the courthouse, Emma threw her arms around Steele's neck. We won. We really won. Yeah, baby, we won, Lily was crying. Happy tears this time. I'm so proud of you, Dad. Rebecca shook Steele's hand. You did good, real good. Morrison clapped him on the shoulder. Told you. Good man pretending to be bad. Wrench stood apart, arms crossed, but Steele saw the hint of a smile. Don't screw this up, brother. I won't. They walked out into sunshine. Emma held Steele's hand on one side, Lily's on the other. For the first time in 15 years, Steele felt like he had a family. But Sarah's case wasn't over. The murder trial would take months, maybe years. And Emma still had nightmares, still panicked in crowds, still went quiet when things got overwhelming. The next few months were hard. Emma struggled in school, had panic attacks, made progress, and then regressed. Steele struggled too, learning to be a father, learning to ask for help, learning that love sometimes meant admitting you didn't have all the answers. Dr. Bennett helped. Weekly therapy sessions, play therapy, art therapy, teaching them both how to communicate. Lily helped. Moved to Sedona, got a teaching job, became the big sister Emma needed. Catherine helped. Weekly visits, Melissa stories, photos and videos, slowly building trust. Wrench helped. Taught Emma to ride a bicycle, showed her that big scary men could be gentle. Morrison helped. Checked in regularly. Brought donuts, made Emma laugh. Rebecca helped. Navigated the legal system, made sure the adoption went smoothly. And slowly, painfully, beautifully, Emma started to heal. The nightmares came less frequently. The panic attacks became manageable. The silence turned back into words. 6 months after the custody hearing, they stood in the same courtroom. But this time it was different. This time it was the adoption hearing. The courtroom was packed. Lily, Catherine, Rebecca, Morrison, Wrench, Dr. Bennett, Father Patrick, Sophie and her family. Everyone who'd helped them along the way. Judge Brennan smiled when they entered. Mr. Morrison, Emma, good to see you both. Your Honor, Steele said, I've reviewed all reports, home studies, therapy notes, school records, background checks. The judge looked at Emma. And I have one question for you, young lady. Do you want Mr. Morrison to be your legal father? Emma stood. Yes. Why? Because he stopped when nobody else did. Because he keeps promises. Because he's not perfect, but he tries really hard. Because he makes me feel safe. Emma's voice was clear, strong, and because he loves me. Not because he has to, because he wants to. Judge Brennan's eyes misted. That's a very good answer. She signed the papers. Emma. Harper, you are hereby adopted by Steele Morrison. Your legal name is now Emma Harper Morrison. Congratulations to you both. The courtroom erupted in applause. Emma jumped into Steele's arms, crying happy tears. I'm yours, she said. Really yours. You were always mine, Steele whispered. From the moment I stopped that bike, outside everyone celebrated. Catherine gave Emma a locket with Melissa's picture inside. Your mama would be so proud of you. She sent Steele to find me, Emma said. I know she did. Lily hugged Steele. You did it, Dad. You actually did it. We did it. All of us. Morrison shook his hand. Told you. Good man. Wrench clapped his shoulder. Don't screw it up now. I won't. That night back at the trailer, Emma curled up beside Steele on the couch. Tell me the story again. Which story? The one about how we met. Steele smiled. He'd told this story a dozen times. Emma never got tired of it. I was riding my bike down a dark road, rain coming down so hard I could barely see. And then I heard it, crying. So you stopped. Even though I was scared, even though you were scared, and there you were, smallest thing I'd ever seen, holding a picture and a stuffed rabbit. Mr. Hoppy, Mr. Hoppy. And you looked at me like I was an angel Mama told you about. You were an angel. You are an angel. I'm just a guy who stopped when he should have. No, Emma sat up, looked at him seriously. You're the guy who stopped when everyone else drove by. Who fought when it was hard? Who loved me when I was broken? Steele's throat tightened. You were never broken, just hurt. There's a difference. Am I still hurt a little? But you're healing. We both are. Imma leaned against him. Mama said love heals everything. Is that true? Steele thought about it. And love doesn't erase the hurt, but it makes carrying it easier. Good, Emma yawned. Because I have a lot to carry. Then it's a good thing you don't have to carry it alone. Emma fell asleep against his chest, safe and warm and home. Steele looked at the picture on his wall. Lily at 8, but now there'd be a new picture. Emma at 6, the day she became his daughter. His phone buzzed, text from the prison. Sarah Harper requests to speak with Emma. Will you allow visitation? Steele deleted it without hesitation. Some doors needed to stay closed. Another text, this one from Lily. Thank you for being the father I always knew you could be. Love you, Dad. Steele typed back. Love you too, baby girl. Both of you. Morning came. Emma woke up smiling. Can we go to the park today? Sure, why? I want to ride the swings. Mama used to push me, and I'd go so high I thought I could touch the sky. Then that's what we'll do. They spent the day at the park. Emma on the swings, laughing, her fear finally starting to fade. Steele pushing her higher and higher, watching her fly. Don't cry. Emma called down. Steele wiped his eyes. I'm not crying. Yes, you are. I can see you. Happy tears. They're different. Mama had those too. Said they meant your heart was too full to hold it all inside. Your mama was right. Emma jumped off the swing mid-arc, landed perfectly, threw her arms up in triumph. Did you see that? Did you see? I saw. She ran to him, grabbed his hand. Come on, let's go home. Home. Such a simple word, but it meant everything. They walked back to the truck, hands swinging between them, the sun setting behind them, casting long shadows that intertwined. Inseparable. Steele looked at this little girl who'd changed his entire world in the span of a few months. This fierce, brave, beautiful child who taught him what it really meant to be a father. Emma looked up at him. What are you thinking about? How lucky I am. Me too. She squeezed his hand. I'm lucky I was crying on that road. Lucky you stopped. Lucky you're mine now. I'm the lucky one, baby. We're both lucky. Yeah, we are. They got in the truck. Emma buckled herself in, getting better at it every day, growing stronger, braver, more herself, Steele. Yeah, I'm not scared anymore. Not like before. No, because I know now, angels are real. They come on motorcycles and smell like leather and keep promises even when it's hard. Emma smiled. And they stop when they hear you crying, even when everyone else drives by. Steele's vision blurred. He pulled over, turned to Emma, pulled her into his arms. Thank you, he whispered. For what? For trusting me, for giving me a second chance at being a dad, for teaching me that broken people can still build something beautiful. We're not broken, Emma said firmly. We're just people who've been through hard things. Dr. Bennett said that's different. Dr. Bennett's right. I know. She's usually right. Emma pulled back, looked at Steele with those serious eyes. Are you happy? Steele thought about his answer, about years of loneliness and regret, about highways that went nowhere, about a life that had no meaning until one rainy night when a little girl needed him. Yeah, baby, I'm happy. Good. Me too. They drove home as the sun painted the sky in oranges and purples, past the spot where Steele had first found Emma, past the life he used to have, toward the future they were building together. Emma fell asleep in the truck. Mr. Hoppy clutched tight. Steele carried her inside, tucked her into bed, kissed her forehead. Sleep tight, my brave girl. He sat in his chair, looking at the photos on the wall. Lily, Emma, Catherine, Morrison, Rebecca, Wrench, Dr. Bennett, all the people who'd helped them when help seemed impossible. His phone buzzed, text from Emma's school. Emma won the art contest. Her drawing of you will be displayed at the district showcase. Thought you'd want to know. Steele smiled, looked at the drawing Ming had given him weeks ago. Him and Emma and her mother, all connected by invisible threads of love. Some things were worth stopping for, worth fighting for, worth being scared for. Emma had been all three. Steele Morrison, former Hell's Angel, former failure, Former man with nothing to live for looked at his sleeping daughter and understood something he'd never understood before. Redemption wasn't about erasing the past. It was about building something better with the pieces that remained. It was about stopping when it mattered, fighting when it was hard, loving when it felt impossible. He'd stopped that rainy night because a child was crying. He'd stayed because she needed him. He'd fought because she deserved someone who wouldn't give up. And somewhere along the way, this broken little girl had healed his broken heart, had given him purpose, had made him whole. Steele walked to Emma's room one last time, watched her breathe, safe and sound and home. "Don't cry," he whispered, echoing her words. "Look at me." But there was no one to look at except himself in the mirror across the hall. And for the first time in 23 years, Steele Morrison looked at his reflection and didn't see a failure. He saw a father, an angel who'd stopped when it mattered, a man who'd finally learned that broken things could still save each other. Emma stirred in her sleep, smiled, whispered, "Love you, Dad." Two words that meant everything, that made every struggle worth it, that proved some promises were worth keeping no matter the cost. Steele closed her door gently, walked back to his chair, and sat in the darkness, finally at peace, because he'd stopped.